Welcome back to Tasty Bites Timeless Travels. Today is day 25 of our journey around the world. Behind me there is Maria. Over here on this very windy morning is Tahiti. And we have made it to French Polynesia. Come join us for our day. Said we were here last year. It was just a little less than a year ago. We did the legendary Voyage, which is Hawaii, French Polynesia, and Marquesas. But we had a medical emergency. C had a medical emergency, a pretty bad one, and the trip just wasn't what we would expect when you book a Tahitian cruise. So we are super blessed that we have a second chance to see these islands again. The difference is they're one day in Papeete, one day in Moorea, one day in Raiatea, whereas in that trip it was 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. So that's fine with us. Last year we stayed at the Hilton Tahitian. We just needed the rest of relaxation. It's beautiful. I will throw up some pictures. But this year we're actually going to do like a proper walk around. It is so windy out here of Papeete. Look at my hair, it's going crazy. And see a little bit more of the city. We're not going to see the island. I really wanted to go out to the west coast to where the Olympics were, but that is horrendously expensive, and you can't, like, it's just too expensive. It's out of the budget. This trip, and it's a lot of it's because it's so long too, the excursions really add up quickly. So we're not doing as many excursions as we thought, but we were probably pushing ourselves too much. We've talked to other people that have done world cruises before, and they said, hey, their first one, they tried to do an excursion at every port, and they were just tired. They learned they had to scale back. For us, this is probably our one and only world cruise. It was very expensive, so I don't see us ever doing this ever again. But coming back to some of these places is possible, just not on a 124-day world cruise, or 133 or 135, or how many ever days Holland's world cruise or grand voyages are that year. But it's just stunningly beautiful. Just look at it coming in. It's just amazing. It's still pretty early. It's only like 7 a.m. They did have the Tahitian rolls today, but it was too windy. I did not partake in one. C got one. She said it's papaya filled. The rolls are all kind of the same thing, except the filling changes a little bit. I'm glad I didn't get one. I don't like papaya. But let's hit up some Lido for some breakfast, because we got to fuel up for a big day, and let's see what we can get into. All right, we have made it to Tahiti. They gave us leis. There's a band singing, or not a band, but a little group singing. It's a gorgeous day. It's still kind of windy, if you can't tell by my hair. But we're gonna go do some things. Let's see what we find. All right, and we are walking the streets of Tahiti. Papeete is very walking friendly. Across the street from the port is a mall with a Burger King. We ate at this Burger King last year. It was $16 for a Whopper, a chicken sandwich, and a fries, but it was well worth it. Right, we found one of our favorite travel places. We ran into a little market. So looking good. We're gonna see what's here. All right, here we are at the famous Papeete market. We did buy some souvenirs for the kids here last year. It's not as busy as it was last year, but looking good, looking fun. There was some awesome looking sandwiches here last year. It's still pretty early, but I think we're just looking, but coming around on the arts and crafts section. It's not as busy, but it's still pretty busy. Looking good. This is always a great place to find souvenirs from Tahiti. T-shirts are more expensive here. We got cheaper T-shirts at a surf shop a few blocks over. I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but it was 10 o'clock. We were starving. We couldn't understand anything. We don't have local dollars, so we couldn't really buy from the vendors in the market. So we ended up at Burger King. We were just getting a snack, but I didn't realize this was the full combo, but it works because we're hungry. All right, we ended up down a little side street. Oh, some nice little shopping here. There's some good little shops. Souvenirs are kind of expensive at Tahiti, but it's the price you pay. It's because they import almost everything to these islands. This is a neat little shopping area. Take a look. This area is like right across from where they get off for the ship. They don't take credit cards, but I'm assuming they're going to take American dollars if they're this close to the ship. But there's even a little cafe over here. It looks cute. All right, it is the afternoon. We just basically spent the morning, late morning, early afternoon, just wandering around Papeete in the streets and the shops. Lots of good shopping, lots of good deals, lots of good bargains. And then lots of expensive things. So definitely look at what you're buying. I screwed up. I didn't actually check the conversion before I left the ship. I was having to do it all like in my head or on a calculator. I wasn't very good at it. We ended up spending $60 on one of the gift shops. I did not mean to spend that much money, but we ended up getting like 3 t-shirts and 5 bracelets for presents. So it wasn't that bad, but definitely the shopping is going to be a little bit more on the expensive side here. But I'm on the balcony. Take a look at my view of Tahiti from the balcony. I managed to be on the right side today, apparently. Everything's just right here. Like, I've got a spectacular view of the marina and the island and the hills and the valleys. Also, I can stare at the Burger King that we had the snack at. Now, that's the Burger King right there. It's in that shopping plaza. Right there. And then if you come down here and down just a little, you'll see the tour buses where they're loading. Now, last year when we came back later in the day, we were allowed to walk from the main street to this side street, and it made it way easier. But today they're making everybody take a left out of the pier and go all the way around to get to the main street. Now that does add a significant amount to your walk, but I mean, it's Tahiti, it's beautiful, it's okay. But definitely it's nice. It's nice here. It's pedestrian friendly. When you go to a crosswalk, the cars will stop and let you through, and the people are nice. So it's definitely, it's always a wonderful stop here. I can't say always. I've only been here since the second time, but both times I've been very pleased with the stop. And all the shopping is basically right here. That's the big mall right there. It's the largest mall in French Polynesia. And the multi-layer, this, that, and the other. And then there's the church back there. And between that is going to be the market, is going to be right over there too. The big municipal market. It's kind of like a farmer's market. So very successful morning, early afternoon in Tahiti. I think I'm just going to take it easy for the rest of the afternoon. Then we have dinner. There's a cultural show tonight. Plus they do food trucks out here. Plus they're doing food truck night tonight. So tons of stuff to do this evening. So let me rest up before it is evening time. Because we did get a little, it's like 86, 87 degrees here. It did finally start raining, which is one of the reasons we came back to the ship. I will say this too. We walked through Lido, and Lido was actually pretty crowded. So even though there's tons of restaurants right here, I think a lot of people were running into the same challenge we were with, weren't sure what was on the menu, couldn't get any assistance, didn't exchange money, and they wouldn't take American dollars, or they wouldn't take credit cards. I ran into one place where I had to spend so much money to use a credit card. So just a few things to look out for. I'm not interested in getting Polynesian francs, but this is our first of 4 stops that will have that money, or 3 stops. She said New Caledonia was Polynesian francs, but I think I have it down as New Zealand dollars. but bear that in mind. Now, there is a money exchange right by the Burger King, believe it or not. Plus, there's a few banks over here, so you can always get money exchange very easily. It's just I didn't want to do that, so. All right, we're in the main dining room tonight, and it's a great night to be here. First off, it's not very busy, but we have a view of Moorea tonight. Check it out. That is the island of Moorea in the background, minus all the port equipment. Beautiful. Now, Moorea is where we're headed to tomorrow, and we bought our excursion for Moorea from local vendors today because they were also out there with the people that are the local vendors that are trying to sell you tours of Tahiti. They had the ones for Moorea out there today too. They tend to, the islands are so close, they just tend to be there. So we saw the one we wanted for tomorrow, so we just went ahead and paid for it and arranged it, and we are good to go for tomorrow. All right, appetizers have arrived. So you got the tuna carpaccio tonight. There's some fried garlic chips and some sweet potatoes and all kinds of good things. She thinks she got the pretty dish. I feel like she's correct because I got the cream of asparagus soup. So, still looks pretty. It's a pretty shade of green. I'm sure it's good. Alright, after a tremendously long wait, our entrees have finally arrived. So you got the pork medallions with huckleberry jam. Hers is modified for dairy allergies, so she gets a little baked potato to go with it, but her veggies look good. I was boring tonight. I just went with a steak. Steak, veggies, and it comes with fries. So, that's what I got. So dinner took a while, but it's food truck night here on the Lido because there's food trucks outside, so they decided to do this too. So all kinds of different offerings, different drinks, things like that. So let's take a look around. And with that, we're gonna call it an evening here from beautiful Papeete. The sun is set, the city looks beautiful at night, so I decided to come out to the balcony for the tell y'all good night. Great day, walking around Papeete. Yeah, I know we ate a Burger King again. I don't know why we keep eating a Burger King, we just happen to keep eating a Burger King. And had a nice dinner tonight. That food truck thing was really cool. I'm glad we didn't decide to do that for dinner. Because at one point we were talking about that, but I said, let's just go ahead and go to dinner and just make sure it's things we eat. I don't think the food truck night would have been enough food, but like I said, Lido's right there, so had a great cultural show, spent some time at the casino. Tomorrow, Moorea, which I've been staring at this beautiful island of Moorea for the majority of the day because it's like right there. But we are, like I said, we've already bought our excursion tomorrow because they were not sitting, but they had their little booth set up already here. It's pretty common, but great day. Looking forward to tomorrow. It's like 100 days left in the cruise. It's crazy, or 99 days left in the cruise. It's crazy to think I'm going to be on a ship that long. But great time. The Polynesian culture people have boarded. They were part of the show tonight. So we got a couple days left in French Polynesia, then we're off to the Cook Islands, and then we're off to New Caledonia and Sydney, Australia, and on to a different area of the world. So should be fun, should be interesting, but thought what a great way to end the night than right here. A weird thing though, this is listed as an overnight on the itinerary, Papeete, Tahiti. Last time we were in Tahiti, we stayed at the Hilton Tahitian, and we thought about going back, and that's when I realized that The all aboard time is 4 in the morning because we just have to float the 135 nautical miles or whatever it is to Moorea. It doesn't take very long. So I'm glad we didn't do that because we would have had to catch a cab at like 3 in the morning. So what would have been the point of that? But it is listed as an overnight. So I think it's kind of cheating a little bit on the overnight. But then again, it's nice to be stopped here at night because it's beautiful. There is stuff to do in the city at night. There are nightclubs, there are restaurants, there are bars. And then, like I said, they have the cultural show. They have a food truck thing somewhere outside the ship. There's like a little park that's over that way. We decided not to go. We had plenty of food at dinner. Dinner was excellent tonight. It just took a long time, but it was still really, really good. But from here, we're going to sign it off, tell you good night. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. Tomorrow, Moorea. Night.